Welcome, everyone, to the L7C Podcast College Football Edition. Today, we are going to be reviewing Ohio State's Saturday night showdown against Penn State, but mostly we are going to be talking about the college football playoff rankings that just came out an hour and a half ago. That's why we record Tuesdays at 8:30 so we can see the rankings and then review and give our thoughts on it. Of course, we got the captain, the college football expert, Mr. Byron Mitchell. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. I can't wait to dive into these official rankings.
And then we have another guest with us, our main man and founder of the L7C, Mr. Cedric Ware's in the building. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well.
Hey. Well, Byron, let's get right into it. Byron and Cedric, let's get into it. Ohio State played Penn State this past Saturday. It was at night, 8 p.m. If you do remember, we did say that it needed to be a night game, and they listened to us, so that was great. Ohio State won by 9, 33-24. They were a 19 to 21 point favorite, and we only came out on top by 9. Byron, go ahead, man. Take it away for us.
All right. Well, let's start with the positives. Positive, Cedric Stroud had a decent game. He had 305 yards, only one touchdown. TreVeyon Henderson, 28 carries for 152 yards. I believe most of it came in the second half. He had a touchdown. Maya Williams had about 3 for 5, so he didn't really do much. Smith and Jigba, 6 for 97 yards. Garrett Wilson, 7 for 82 yards. And Chris Olabi, 3 for 44 yards and a touchdown. Were the positives. And on defense, Jerron Gage had a fumble recovery for a touchdown, which sparked the defense a little bit. Mm-hmm. Penn State threw against us very well. Sean Clifford had 35 for 52 for 361 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Had about 33 rushing yards, so our defense was definitely stopping the run. So most of their yardage came through the air. Jahan Dotson, who Denzel Ward say, he's not a problem. Had 11 catches for 127 yards. Their second receiver had 9 catches for 108 yards. They were definitely getting it through the air. They did have a fumble recovery two fumble recoveries. One fumble recovery against us, but it definitely needs some work on our defense through the air for sure.
Cedric, do you want to add anything about the game of what you saw when you watched it?
And Burke, don't talk anymore this season, please, and thank you. Let's talk about this guy's good, but you can handle him. My man was catching all types of screens left and right. Dotson was out there low-key like. Good thing we had Henderson. Henderson had a really big game. Mm-hmm. Shout out to you, over 100 yards rushing. Honestly, the only other, I think, biggest game he had rushing was against Tulsa. So if it wasn't for him moving the ball on the ground, being able to get that two-way offense going, Stroud, great game, really coming to his own. Against, I would say, one of the best top 4 easily teams in the Big Ten as far as defense goes. I mean, it's linebacker you as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Burke, just play the game, brother. Like, don't comment that you're going to lock down somebody if you can't lock them down.
I will stay with this game is the biggest thing was the mistakes. We had far fewer mistakes than Penn State. We only had the one fumble, which was literally at the very beginning of the game. Mm-hmm. They had 2 fumbles, one, which was the run heard around the world. Mr. Cage rumbling down all 300-some pounds of himself, going 57 yards for a touchdown, and they had an interception. So you take away that fumble for a touchdown, who knows where we're at.
Right.
We also couldn't score in the red zone. Byron, I know you're a big guy of take the points, but they were going for them on 4th down, and they were coming up short.
Luckily, Penn State didn't score in the red zone as much as they could have, because, man, we were not converting those 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s in the red zone. When we should have taken the points, we probably would have had an extra 6 points, so it would have been like 39-24. But I'm just going to say we survived. That's the best way I could say about this game.
No, I agree. Also, I just want to add before we actually leave this game. I know some people didn't like the uniforms, but seeing all the people in the horseshoe and the scarlet, given that atmosphere was great. And there's 50 recruits at the games. So again, this is why we say these type of big games, you gotta have at night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people didn't like the uniforms?
Yeah, there's people who didn't like the uniforms.
All red?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was fire. So, but
Yeah.
okay.
I like the all red too. I think we should definitely do it again next year. I like the whole all red out atmosphere, like as Penn State does all white out. I think it was a nice touch. So I think we should definitely continue that in the future.
I think if memory serves me correctly, we should, which I don't know if this will be a night game, we should drop it for the Notre Dame game right off the bat.
Yeah.
But we don't know what time that game will be on. But Buckeyes survived 33-24, still undefeated in the Big Ten. 7-1 overall. Penn State, 3 straight losses, now 2-3 in the Big Ten, 5-3 overall. But let's really get into it. Like I said earlier, the college football playoff rankings dropped literally an hour and a half ago. We all have seen the rankings, either watched it live or saw it on the Twitter. And I'm just going to work from 10 up because right now the rest is really they're not doing anything until they improve. But mark my way up. Number 10 was Notre Dame. Number 9, Wake Forest, which, by the way, this is the first time Wake Forest has ever been ranked in the top 10 in its history in the AP and now college football. Number 8, my first shocker, me personally, Oklahoma. Number 7, Michigan. Number 6, Cincinnati.
Disrespectful.
Number 5, the Ohio State Buckeyes. My other shocker, number 4, Oregon. Number 3, Michigan State. Number 2, Alabama. Number 1, Georgia. Cedric, I'll start with you. When you saw the top 10, what were your initial thoughts, man?
Honestly, my eyes really peeled in on Oregon and Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Oregon being number 4, the only reason they are there is because they beat OSU.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's their only, because we're 5. So
mm-hmm.
Obviously, I think the committee is saying something as far as like you beat the 6th team in the nation, so we should give you something for that. Because otherwise, Oregon's number 7 in the nation. I mean, the biggest thing is like the Cincinnati. Like, damn, like honestly, like I get it. Like they're not a Power 5 conference or whatever. I get that or whatever, but at the same time, it's like, what do you have to do out here? Like, they undefeated. They out here rocking people low key. And they're number 2 in the nation on the AP poll. So you'll go from 2 to knocked all the way back down to 6. Like, you were. It'd be even worse if they let Michigan slide up above them too, because that's what 3 teams with 1 loss. I mean, Alabama's Alabama, so I knew they'd be in the top 4 regardless. Like, it's Nick Saban, it's Alabama. That name and street cred speaks for itself. I wasn't surprised by Oklahoma. They've been playing like butt. So I am happy for Wake Forest. Congratulations. That's something right there. I ain't gonna lie. Go back in time, tell like a teenage Cedric that Wake Forest is somehow going to be a top 10 team in the nation. I'd laugh at you and say, I'm the guy that makes my person go to Wake Forest just to give them a championship. So that's what's up. Congratulations, man. Was it the Demon Deacons, right?
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Byron, do you want to go? You want me to go?
I know you got a lot to say, so I'm gonna go before you.
Right.
I think my biggest shockers are 3 at Michigan State. I know there's a couple of games they've struggled against, but they did come out and win. So I think that's one of my biggest shockers. I think the reason why they, got the number 3 spot is because of their impressive win against Michigan, where they were down 30-14 in the third quarter and came back and won. And Kenneth Walker, amazing running back, 5 touchdowns and like 198 yards in that game. So I can see why they gave Michigan State the number 3 spot. I can see why they gave Oregon the 4 spot because, like Cedric said, they did have that head-to-head win against us. And they're setting that precedent of head-to-head battles do matter, which I think they should. So I get the 4 spot. 6, I definitely think Cincinnati should be ranked higher. In our last podcast, I think I said they should still be ranked number 2 over Alabama. Still defend that. Michigan seems right. Oklahoma, they've struggled all year. There's definitely some games they should have lost that they didn't and somehow survived and won. Wake Forest, highest ACC team. You know who's not ranked? Clemson, because Clemson is not doing well this year. And Notre Dame, that feels right as well. So I think like my biggest shocker is 3, Michigan State. I definitely wouldn't have put them in my top 4. I think I would have switched Ohio State and Michigan State.
Okay. So for me, a couple of reasons why when I said Oklahoma was my shocker is because they're in a Power 5 conference and they're 9-0 and they're ranked 8th, which I think's right because screw them. They have snaked their way out of so many losses this year. Like they suck. Like I'll say it every time. They're either the team of destiny or they're trash because they just find ways to just survive. But I was just shocked the committee because the committee puts brand into their stuff. So I was just shocked they were lower than Cincinnati, Michigan State. Because Byron, I remember last week you talked about them potentially being in the top 4 because they're undefeated. An undefeated big. So I was shocked with that. Now, Oregon, like what you said, Cedric, I was not expecting them in the top 4. I really wasn't. I know that I expected them around like 6 or 7 because, yes, they probably. No, it's not probably. They have the best win out of anyone in the top 10 against us, like you said. But on the people on this list, they have the worst loss of anyone in the top 10.
That's true. It gives an unranked Stanford.
They lost to an unranked Stanford where they had the game won in like a minute. Then Stanford beat them on the final 4th down play because we lost to Oregon. Alabama lost at night at Texas A&M. And they lost. Yeah, it was a great game. Stanford lost. And Oregon lost to Stanford. So I was a little shocked. So that means our win carries a lot of weight. And Cincinnati at 6 was just like you said, what do they have to do? Because Notre Dame, who's 10, their only loss is to 6. So if Notre Dame keeps winning, they'll probably go up. So what are you going to do? Potentially have them jump Cincinnati, which I mean, like, Cincinnati needs a lot of help. Like, and let's just go into some of these scenarios right now. I'm going to stay with Cincinnati. So, because I'm tired of seeing 2 of them in the playoffs. Georgia I can't believe I'm saying this. Georgia has to beat Alabama. They have to.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Because if Alabama beats Georgia, we are going to have problems. Big problems.
Oh, man, this gets worse.
Because they're both getting in. That's 2 spots. And then, and people, if you don't know, Cedric and Byron know I'm not the biggest Georgia fan, but this year they are playing well, but they got to beat Alabama because if they don't beat Alabama, they're both going to get in. The Big Ten, that's going to play itself out because Michigan State's 3, we're 5, Michigan 7. Technically, all of us still have. Whoever wins the Big Ten championship out of those 3 are going to get in.
Yep.
And we played Michigan State first, which right before Michigan. So that is what it is. But in all honesty, could Michigan State be done this Saturday? Could Purdue get them? We know what Purdue can do.
They do like to play spoiler.
They took out Iowa.
Now Iowa's all the way at rank 22.
And they were up to number 2.
I was like, Iowa didn't lose another game.
They did, but Purdue was the first.
Oh yeah, that opened the wound.
Yeah. Lost back to back.
That's pain.
You know what's crazy?
What's up?
There's and I'm gonna fucking hate myself for saying this, because I agree with you. I fucking hate Oklahoma. There is a way that if this all plays out, these motherfuckers make it in.
That is if they go undefeated, they're going to get in, which means. If they go undefeated, they're going to get in, which means. So here's the problem. So I think because we'll have the most wins, but if they're really if they keep Oregon in front of us till like the Big Ten championship, and we get to the Big 12 championship, and Oklahoma's undefeated, is there a chance we actually don't get in, and they keep Oregon and then an undefeated Oklahoma?
Well, I think it would depend on that SEC championship because if Alabama does beat Georgia, I say yes. I'd say they kick us out and be like, we have a one-loss Alabama and one-loss Ohio State. We'll keep Alabama.
That's not even a question.
Yeah.
But because I'm also thinking too, Byron, because we were talking about like, remember back, I even talked about this with Cedric too. What would you rather want? Undefeated Penn State at the shoe or undefeated Iowa at the Big Ten championship when they were 3-4? Penn State's now lost 3 times. Iowa's lost twice. Who knows if Michigan or Michigan State are going to lose a couple times? And if they go down and like other Big 12 teams that Oklahoma plays go up, they're going to be like,
Yeah.
Oklahoma's looking really good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're not. Yeah, we need Michigan State to win out. Well, not win out, but
until
we play this. And then
Same
we need
with Michigan. Mm-hmm.
Yep, need Michigan to win until they play us. Whoever goes to the Big Ten, comes out of the Big Ten West, which is looking like either Minnesota or Wisconsin.
Which is wild.
We need them to win until they play us. So we need everyone a lot. We need a lot to go into that number 3, number 4 spot, depending on, if Alabama beats Georgia.
And if Oklahoma loses, then I think it'll be just smooth sailing. But the fact that they're 8th at 9-0, and Cincinnati needs them to lose too, because they'll give any chance to have Oklahoma jump Cincinnati, they'll do it.
For sure.
So it's like, because Michigan, if they lose to us, they'll drop. Wake Forest, I'm sorry, that's as far as you guys are going. ACC is terrible. You'll have no good wins. Unless, does Wake Forest play Notre Dame this year? What is the rest of their schedule?
I think they have a soft schedule. Like, this weekend, they play UNC, then NC State, Clemson, and then Boston College.
And Notre Dame has Navy, Virginia, Georgia Tech, Stanford. Well, Stanford they messed up Oregon. But I did hear their committee talking about the reason they had Oregon in front of us is because they went to the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
They did beat us.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat us without their best player.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, hey, this is.
Then they lost. Never mind.
I know, you're right. Then they lost to Stanford. They did.
Was that nigga playing?
I can't remember.
I'll go look at the stats. Hold on, because he's their best player, so he got tackles if he was out there.
That is true.
Yeah, Cincinnati needs a lot to.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah,
they literally they're getting fucked like right now so hard, and I feel so bad for them because like that's a program last year was working really hard, doing really well out here, beating teams left and right. They had no business beating. I believe they played Coastal Carolina right in the bowl game.
No, they went toe to toe with Georgia. If it was the year, they went toe to toe with Georgia.
Oh, well, that was just what it was. So.
And they only lost by 1 score, if I remember. They went toe to toe with them.
I believe so.
From Oregon. What's his last name again?
Thibodeau.
Yeah, he was out there.
Okay.
And they lost.
Kayvon.
Yep, Kayvon Thibodeau.
So Oregon, Byron, I'm thinking Oregon's going to lose to Oregon State. Like they're not built for this. They're not built for the pressure. They're not.
Go Beavers.
Who do they play this Saturday? Because they might be
Washington.
The Huskies, like I said, like Washington's 4-4.
At Washington.
What time?
Maybe
7:30.
Night?
Yeah.
ESPN?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's ABC.
Oh no!
I think it's on TV. I think it's ABC, right?
That's the night game. Is it going to be upset alert?
Maybe.
Yeah, but it's. Ooh, I'm looking at just that top man. Like, I'm not shocked about Alabama being 2, but
I'm not either.
It's the fact that Georgia needs to Cincinnati needs Georgia to win out, beat Alabama.
Mhm.
They need Oklahoma to lose. They need
Mhm.
Oregon to lose.
Mhm.
That's all. They need 3 conferences to do things. That's
Yeah,
a
I'll
lot.
say this. I love Cincinnati.
Oh, they need Notre Dame to win out too.
Yes.
It starts out with Alabama losing, like Alabama, because Cincinnati's at that weird spot where low key, because they're so disrespectful right now, they're 8-0. I mean, Oklahoma sucks, but I don't think Cincinnati's that bad. So I would see them being disrespectful, saying, you know what? A 2-loss Alabama. We'd rather see them than an undefeated Cincinnati.
That'd be emergency pod. We'd have to do that immediately. Oh,
because they love, like I said, they love Bama so fucking much.
They do, and Bama's been in every college football playoff except one.
I think that was an LSU year.
Yep, Joe Burrow's year. Yep.
That
was the only one.
Which they play LSU this weekend.
Man,
I know they're not going to win. I know LSU's not going to win.
Oh, now they see what's in front of them. Now they're about. Saban's about to get serious.
That's true. Like the only tough game they have left is Auburn. If Auburn stays undefeated until
I need Auburn
last weekend.
I need Auburn to whoop that ass. They number 13. Listen, beat that ass one time.
But hold on though. What is the SEC West rankings right now? Because Alabama did take that loss to A&M.
Right now in the West is Alabama, Auburn, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, LSU, and then Arkansas.
How many losses does Auburn have in the SEC West or the SEC?
Just one.
So technically, if Auburn were to beat Alabama, they would go to the SEC championship game instead of. Oh my God, that'd be.
And that would kill any chance Alabama has of getting in.
Yeah,
because they have to beat Georgia if they take another L, and it's gone. Like,
where's that game at? Is it at Auburn?
Yep.
They might have a chance. Bo Nix plays good at home. Away, he plays like Schmo Nix. Bro, it's crazy how bad he is away and then how good he is at home.
Well,
but
he doesn't feel the pressure.
But this is what we're talking about, rankings for like just seeing everything else. Oh, and just for the other Big Ten teams, you have to go all the way down. Minnesota 20, Wisconsin 21, Iowa 22, all in a row. You see, here's my problem now too. So Oklahoma is at 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oklahoma State's at 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Baylor's at 12.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So if they smoke those 3, they're like, oh man, they just beat the 11, 12. And whatchamacallit, where else? 11, 12. Man, that's seeing that, like, those are quality wins over there.
Well, they play Baylor this weekend.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's game of the week. Because Baylor's been flying under the radar. I mean, if they knock off Oklahoma, then
it's a wrap. Well, yeah, I'd say it's a wrap because they right now undefeated.
Right.
And
they're definitely dropping if they lose to Baylor.
What time's the Baylor game? 12?
It says TBD, so it's probably going to be 12.
Oh, they're trying to see if they're going to get big noon kickoff. Nope, we'll see. But it's interesting. And then you got a whole bunch of SEC teams in. You got Auburn, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Kentucky, like all these damn SEC teams.
Yeah, they got 7.
Then you got San Diego State, Fresno State. I mean, it's that Oregon at 4. I'm just like, ugh.
Wait, maybe they don't play Oklahoma this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oklahoma might be on a bye. Get me double check.
Here's a quote. The committee has a bye.
Yeah.
I got on the 13th.
Yep. So Oklahoma has a bye this weekend. So they're safe. Then they play Baylor.
Here's the quote from the commissioner for the picks. He's like, the committee has great respect for Cincinnati. The win, remember, it was at Notre Dame. It was a really impressive win. But who else have they beat? Looking at the big picture, we feel like 6 is the right spot for Cincinnati. I can make the case right now. Cincinnati has the best, has a better win than Alabama does. Who's Alabama beat?
Nobody.
I mean, the little guys in the SEC, the random teams that they play at the beginning.
Oh, like Mercer?
I mean,
those guys.
Well, Miami is probably their best. Well, one of their best wins.
Was it Mercer Bears?
Miami sucks.
I know Miami sucks, but at the time they were 14. And then Ole Miss.
Where are
12.
they now?
Oh, they don't even play anymore. They suck, dude.
Oh no.
I'm just saying, like, Oregon has the best. I think Oregon has the overall best win because they beat us. And then I think Cincinnati has the second best win because they beat Notre Dame. I just love the 2 Ohio teams at 5 and 6.
Hey, Alabama beat Ole Miss when they were 12.
That's true.
And they beat Florida when Florida was 11.
That's true. Yeah, but Florida almost came back. We see how Florida is. They're poo. You saw what Georgia did to them. That's why I'm nervous. And then, I guess Michigan State. I mean, Byron, I did say undefeated would beat an undefeated, and
you did say.
But Michigan State, who we cannot look ahead, but we are going to start thinking about how we are going to guard that grown man who is in that backfield.
Oh, you mean Kenneth Walker II?
Yeah. Yes, he's replaced because the second replaced his dad when he was running, scoring 5 touchdowns against a top 10 team.
That was a grown man. I seen that man's picture. That's a grown man. I don't care what no one says. That man, that's like a moment. That's the moment when you hit that line from Bad Boys. Nigga, you at least 30.
But this was a good first. This is a very interesting first rankings. And we're going to see who. Now it's Ryan Day said on his show, this is their March Madness. You got to win every game or you're done from now on.
That is facts.
Well, if you want a national championship, you have to win every game or it's a wrap.
Yep. So one game seasons.
We'll see. And then just last thing before we close, Nebraska. I mean, they've been in a whole bunch of close games, but I don't see this being close. I think Ohio State walks them at least by 3 touchdowns. What do you guys think?
You know, it depends on what our defense does.
I'm
not sold on our defense.
Our defense showed us who they thought they were. I mean, our line was good.
Our line was good. Yeah,
was good.
Mm-hmm. But if you could pass through the air against us, you got a chance. As we saw with
I'm
Penn
worried
State.
about Martinez. That's all I'm worried about. When we shut down Martinez, what we find Martinez is literally Nebraska football.
That's true. He is our leading passer and rusher.
That dude's just so fucking good.
And he's been there for years, bro. I feel like he was there when I was in college.
I mean, listen, he got all his degrees in Nebraska, so my man got like 2 MBAs and a couple PhDs, like, and he making it work. All those years of eligibility.
He is.
But that's really all, man. I think we should be fine. And just another thing, Oklahoma fans, calm down. I see you on Twitter hot because you're number 8, 9-0. Relax.
The fact that you have those people on Twitter, just
I search college football playoff and just see everyone's tweets, and then Sooner fans are getting hot. I feel like they're getting disrespected because there's 1-loss teams ahead of them. So y'all need to relax. You guys are actually a problem for us because we actually want y'all to lose. So I want other teams to have a chance. And y'all suck. So that's But hey, y'all set Spencer Rattler down, which your team is filling. Cedric, Byron, anything else college football we missed?
I'm trying to look at what their biggest games of the weekend is. Probably Auburn, Texas A&M. Probably the biggest game of the weekend.
I guess for me, I'll be paying attention to Michigan State, Purdue.
Of course. As a Big Ten fan, as a Purdue knocks off Michigan State, that is some chaos right there.
Yeah, Auburn, Texas A&M's the only team against ranked. And then there's LSU, Alabama. That'll be at night. That'll be a spectacle. Michigan plays Indiana, Oregon. Yeah, ABC. Be careful, Oregon. Be careful. y'all lose, the Pac-12 is officially done.
Yeah.
But the Pac-12 can't have nice things because as soon as they were ranked above, they were up there like number 2, lose to Stanford.
That's true.
So it is what it is. All right. And Cedric, anything else before we close shop?
Nah, I mean, it is what it is. Let's take it week by week. Just got to get these dubs. That's all we have to do. We get these dubs, we'll be all right.
Byron, anything else?
I agree. No looking ahead. You got to play every game as if it's your last game, basically.
Yep. Ditto to everything you guys said. We got to go 1-0 every week. Plain and simple. Can't think about the next game because we only have the current game. And with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to L7C Podcast. Thank you, Byron and Cedric, for coming on. Buckeyes will be playing against Nebraska this Saturday. We are.
Oh, hold on. This nigga only a junior? Oh, get the fuck out of here. Martinez.
Oh, no way.
I'm looking at their roster right now. This nigga. Never mind. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
It's fine. And with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to L7C Podcast. You guys take care. Go Bucks. We're officially in,
Go Bucks.
as Jim Tressel would say, November is for contenders. Take care, everybody. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C Podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.